Good morning. I will check back in with you guys after I get ready on my way to the location because I'm doing the walkthrough this morning. So I'm really excited about that. I can already see it in my head. It's going to be nice to be able to take some pictures and make it more realistic. So yeah. Okay, so I'm ready. I have my face on and we're gonna head to the location now. We're doing a quick walk around. She said probably like a half an hour, and then I'm gonna draw up some plans, ask if when renting the space if there's anything that's inclusive or anything that they can provide. That way you have less things to worry about. You just have to, yeah, you'll pay a little bit extra, but you would have paid those same amounts but had to deal with so many other people. So if you can get more things done in one place, that's something that I think you should definitely think about. Yeah, that's say good morning. Morning. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so take it with me when I leave. We are on our way to the location and we're excited. I'm not showing them the place. I'm videoing me talking about the place, but I'm not showing them like when I get there because it's a small island. Everyone's gonna know exactly where it is. Like everyone knows what the back of everyone's head looks like on this island. So I'm just gonna be talking about what questions you should ask when you're at the location. Bringing a measuring tape to be able to measure how much, like how many pieces you can fit. If you have a lot of small pieces, do you want such a big space? Or so that's kind of what this video is going to be about.
The original store at 27 Godfrey Nixon Way.
Sunrise Community Church, preaching.
Guys, so we just came from the location and I love it. It looks exactly how I imagined it in my head. It is a bit bigger, so I'm kind of thinking I might need to do some more pieces to fill the space, which is gonna stress me out. So I need to decide on that like yesterday. A few of the questions I asked and that you should ask when you go to see your space is, when renting the location, are you renting it per hour, half day, or a whole day? So in my case, I'm renting it for the entire day, so that I don't have to rush about, oh, I only have 2 hours to set up. I'll be able to comfortably set my things up in a timely manner, and I won't have to be stressed about it, because that's one thing that I want to stress. Don't stress, because when you stress about these things, it makes something's gonna go wrong, and if you have time to fix it, you won't stress. But if you only have 2 hours to set up and something goes wrong and you need more time, sorry, you plan for that. Plan for something going wrong so that if it does, you're prepared. What else? Hello. So it is obviously the next day because I'm wearing different clothes. Well, I went to look at the location yesterday and I just had a really busy day, so I wrote down the questions I asked, and even some that didn't apply to this particular situation, but if it applies to your situation, these are some questions you can ask. So I'm just going to kind of read them off and clarify exactly what I mean. So you definitely want to ask how many hours are included. If it's going to be a full day, half day, or hourly is something very important for me. Particularly, I will be doing a full day because, like I said before, you want to avoid anything where something happens, something goes wrong, and you don't have enough time to fix it. It's fixable, but you just don't have enough time. You want to ask if there will be staff on site. That means you want to be able to know if something goes wrong, if the power trips, God forbid, or if you need something, you need extra of something, something to be taken away, questions to be answered, will there be someone available or on site. So for me, someone will be on site but not at the actual event, in the actual event location, but they will be on the facility and I will have their contact information. Will security be provided or is it required? So some events require you to have security, especially you want to know the answer to this question if you're going to be having alcohol involved. You just always want to have that extra measure of precaution when there's alcohol involved, because you just never know. You can also ask how they've set the venue up in the past, meaning have they had an event similar to yours or even one just like yours, so you know whether or not to put the DJ in this corner. Did someone have the DJ there and the Wi-Fi didn't reach, or just things like that, so that you know what works and what doesn't work. Parking location in relation to the venue itself. Some places don't have parking directly in front or behind of the venue, but there's nearby parking. You want to know how much parking is available to then be able to let your guests know if you want good parking, parking is available at this place in relation to the venue itself. Same goes for the restroom. You want to know how close the restroom is to your event. If people have to go for a long distance, you don't want to risk them going to the restroom and being like it's too much of a trek to come back. So you want to know exactly where the restroom is, as well as parking. Lighting at night. So a lot of times when you go to the venue, you're going to be going in the day, so it looks bright, you can see everything. You don't think about lighting, but your event starts at 6 p.m. The sun has set and it is now dark. Are you outside? Do you have lighting? Did you think about that? Do they provide it? Is there lighting on the facility that comes on? Mine is indoors, so I don't have to worry about that, but there was an option to be outdoors. That would be a question you want to ask if you so require. Electricity outlets and their location. How many outlets are available? Do you want the DJ at that one compared to another one that usually trips out? All these type of things you want to know, because prevention is better than cure, as my mother would say. This isn't something you need to do, but I did it just because as an artist, I'm a visual person. So I asked for the floor layout, or like the floor plan, so that I could move things around while I'm home at 2 a.m. thinking things over. I'm not in the actual location, but I can be like, okay, this is how close the door is. There's 2 doors. This is how close the window is to that door. And you can kind of move things around. So that's also a really good tool that you can use. Setup and takedown. Who is responsible? And if you're responsible, have you thought about that? If you're renting per hour, did you calculate how long it will take you to pack things up? If you're renting for half day, did you think about setup and takedown and then your event? If your event takes half of the day, you'll need to have the full day, because setup and takedown takes at least 2 hours. Right now I'm still deciding if I'm going to bring someone in or use the facilities that they have, if I'm going to have a bartender provided by the venue, or if I'm bringing my own in. And if I'm bringing my own bartender, they let me know if there's a charge per person, or if there's just a set fee for bringing your person, or if it's free. All that you want to know, because you don't want to bring a bartender and have them set up and the person in charge had no idea, and then there's like a huge charge for bringing in your own bar. Decoration restrictions, especially because I'm doing an art exhibit. Art needs to either be hung or placed on the wall in some way. So what are my limitations? How can the decorations be put up? Can I nail into the wall? Can I use tape? Can I use staple gun? What is the way that they would prefer you to attach things to the wall? What rentals are included in this package? Meaning tables, chairs, that type of thing. pretty sure she needs to get back to me in an email, but I'm pretty sure tables and chairs are included up to a certain amount. And then if you want over the amount that they usually provide, that's an extra fee, which I'm okay with because I don't need any chairs. I only need a few tables. And they have the option then 8 or 6 foot tables, and that's really good because again, when it goes back to the floor plan, you're able to map that out to see, do I want 6 foot or 8 foot, which one would make for a better use. So that's also really good to ask about. And lastly, speakers and sound, is it provided? And if it's not, how would you go about procuring that? Would you get a DJ? Do they have, this venue in particular has 2 DJs that they have not readily available, but they're in connections with and probably in contract that they can suggest to you and you can choose from, which is also really good. This is like, I'm really impressed with this venue and the things that they have available, how many things I don't have to do. It's really good. I'm excited. And so this video was really just about when you go to the venue, what are the questions you want to be asking to make sure that you get the best use of the space. I would hate for someone to go and they had a DJ that was included in the package and you wanted music. Honestly, it was in writing these questions that I thought of the DJ question, because I was like, oh shoot, I completely forgot. It's gonna be awkward if everyone's just walking around in silence. There needs to be music. So now I have to make a playlist, and so all of that has to be set up. So I'm really excited, and the next steps will be making the art, which I'm really excited about. So that video is probably going to be a little while in the future, probably a week or so from now, which is for me pretty good. But I just came from the art store and I got a whole bunch of new paint. I have a whole, what I like to do is any canvas that I don't particularly like, I reuse. So I reuse those first before I buy new ones, just because I'm all about reusing, upcycling. And I'm really excited. So stay tuned and I will see you guys next time. You can do the whole share, subscribe, like thing. I really appreciate it. But honestly, this video is not for views and it's not for likes. It's for information. I'm just really excited to share this knowledge. I honestly wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for someone else posting the mistakes they made and me learning through them. So I'm really just wanting to give back, and I'm really excited to see where this goes in the next few months. That would have been so much better.